Today, we're looking at something pretty incredible, how one country is drawing up a bold new plan to completely reshape the future of AI and do it on their own terms. It is my great pleasure to welcome you to the world of learning new concepts and current trends, so let's start. AI is moving fast, science is moving fast, technology is moving fast, and most updates online are either too complicated or just pure hype. Welcome to Future Explained, the channel where we take the latest updates in AI, technology, and science and explain them simply. All right, so let's just jump right in. When you think about AI, you probably think of two big names, right? The US and China. But while those two giants are dominating the scene, there's another nation that's quietly carving out its own path, and it's a really ambitious one. And that nation is Morocco. They've come out and officially declared this huge goal. They want to build a brand new global hub for artificial intelligence. We're talking about putting themselves right on the map as a major player. Okay, so here's the kicker, and this is really important. This isn't just about building more tech, it's about creating a totally different kind of AI, one that's built on ethics and, the human dimension from the ground up. That's the core of their vision. But a big vision is one thing. What does it actually mean when you try to put it in the practice? So, how are they going to pull this off? Well, a goal this big needs a really smart, really balanced strategy. And for Morocco, that strategy has a name: digital sovereignty. Now, digital sovereignty might sound complicated, but the idea is actually pretty straightforward. It's a two-part plan, really. On one hand, you control and protect your own digital data and tech. But, and this is key, you do that while still working closely with partners all over the world. It's about being strong and independent without closing yourself off. And this whole strategy rests on three main pillars. First, you've got strong legal frameworks for things like data protection and cybersecurity. Second, building strategic partnerships with Africa, Europe, the US, even China. And third, and this is a big one, a huge investment in developing their own national talent. It's a really solid, comprehensive plan to make that vision a reality. But look, a vision, a strategy, it's all just words on paper without the people to make it happen. And this is where Morocco is really putting its money where its mouth is. Let's look at a real tangible example of this in action. Get this, the government has set this absolutely massive goal. They're going to train 100,000 young people in AI and digital tech every single year. Yeah, you heard that right. That's not some far-off target. That's an annual goal to create a huge, skilled workforce, fast. And what happens when you create that much talent? Well, the world takes notice. It's already attracted more than 1,200 international tech companies to set up shop in the country. In fact, the minister said that in this global battle for skills, the demand for Moroccan talent is so high, it's actually bigger than the supply right now. That's a pretty good problem to have. And here's the payoff in cold, hard cash. Their digital export sector is already worth over $24 billion. Think about that. This isn't some pie-in-the-sky projection for the future. This is what's happening on the ground right now in 2024. But, okay, let's look beyond the money, because the numbers are just part of the story. What really truly makes Morocco's plan different is its focus on culture and identity. And this brings us back to what this all means on a much deeper level. And you can see the difference so clearly here. Most AI models out there are just standard. They're trained on English, on general global data. Morocco is doing something else entirely. They're building AI that gets its own unique context, training models on local data in local languages like Arabic and Tamazight. And the goal here is super clear. They want to make sure these powerful new technologies actually line up with their society's values and ethics. It's about building an AI that doesn't just, work. It has to reflect and respect the very community it's supposed to be serving. Okay, so let's zoom out a bit. We've seen the plan, we've seen the philosophy, but what's the real-world impact? How is this strategy actually making a difference, not just in Morocco, but on the global stage? Well, the effects are already rippling out. We're seeing everything from super practical grassroots stuff, like developing voice apps to help citizens who can't read or write access services, all the way up to major international recognition. The UN itself has asked Morocco to lead regional cooperation on AI. That is a massive vote of confidence. So all of this leaves us with a really interesting kind of provocative question, doesn't it? Could this ethics-first approach, an AI that's deeply rooted in local culture, could that become the new model for the developing world? As the US and China race ahead, Morocco might just be showing everyone a third path. So, what's my verdict? Well, when you look at the numbers, over 24 billion in digital exports, 100,000 people being trained every year, and serious international backing, this isn't just hype. This is a real, tangible strategy that's already in motion. For me, this is a definite real. Future Explained brings you the latest AI, technology, and science updates, explained simply, in every episode, what happened, why it matters, and a real example, no hype. Subscribe for shorts plus deep explanations. So if you want to stay up to date with the future without getting lost in hype, subscribe to Future Explained and comment below, what should I explain first, AI, technology, or science?